Welcome. I'll be joining in just a moment. Okay, dokie. Cool. So that is still a little less than ideal, but okay. So we are working. Voice mode is disabled. Certainly made. Yo, what's up, Void Viper? Been good. Too bad. Just spent the majority of the day running agents and trying to make stuff work. How about yourself? Let's see. Let's get some. No, you may not suggest that at all. Thank you, though. Double check that. Okay, that went way further than expected and is adding a really weird border, I think. But, okay, cool. um, yeah, I have it set more for when I'm actually gaming, where I'm a lot more loud and screamy. But boom, 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 boom. Okay. I think that is as much as that's going to get at all. Okay, so that's good. And turn your master volume up on your personal mic needs adjustments. Um, You're right. I have that already capped, like as high as it will go right now. The thing that you're probably experiencing is the noise gate that I've got, and I don't know if that's just a little too sensitive or not. But I also don't have like it's fairly quiet in my office, and I don't. I'm a psychopath. I can like sit in complete silence. Okay, so let's now let's see if we can do a resume here. Nope. Cool. Bundle the message on what you actually need us to continue to do. I'm moving to the terminal that is live. That is really peculiar because none of my stuff is firing when I'm typing, unless I'm talking while I'm typing. Be safe. Hey. Live streaming terminals. Um, I don't know. That's really peculiar. Yeah, I don't entirely know what. Uncertain on that. That is really peculiar. It could be. Um, I actually have no clue because I've got it all the way up. Let's see. Yeah, it's all the way up, and I've got it turned all the way up on the mic itself. What the fuck, dude? The pop filter away from the mic? Is that what you're meaning? Yeah, I hated that shit when I worked. Actually, no. I've just always hated it. Even now, like as a consultant, if you are paying for my time, actively paying for my time, and arguing with me about what I am telling you is the right way to go, why are you paying me? Why are you here, sir? What are you even doing? I don't know, though. It might be some weird Mac setting that happened. Literally got told I was disorder shopping when I wasn't. Oof. To be fair, so these people get me for free, basically. Like, why the fuck would I want the symptoms I'm experiencing? Right? That would be quite shitty. Ugh. Yeah, I just don't argue. I just find another provider. Um, I know that he's going to get his foot chopped off today because diabetic ones. Oh my god. I know that I am privileged to be able to just go find another provider when that shit happens, but ugh, makes me angry to hear that people do that shit. Excuse me. Okay, you're sweet. So the app seems to be able to see everything we're doing actively now, but voice mode fails. Cool. That's cool. Oh well. I can understand people and hear whatever I want to without having sensory issues. Yeah, that would be phenomenal. Yeah, I really wish that I could handle groups of people again. But that's the fun part of stopping them. Stopping masking. Does this change anything at all? Just tweaking the noise gate. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're currently like so that you're aware of what's happening with this. Although I'm now very confused as to why Stream Chat is not showing um, the social stream is not actively showing everyone that is talking. So I'm wondering if that's messing up. But we'll check that out and see. Um, Basically, the world hurts. Exactly. Yeah, existing in the world in general. I wear compression shirts and compression underwear because if I don't, my anxiety gets too high and I literally can't leave the house. Hey, look, that showed up. Yay, cool. So, everything that you see on this right now is just one source on OBS. We've actively programmed a source in OBS that is able to pull the overlay, the terminal window that you're able to see off on the side, and the social stream instead of it being like multiple different sources, which really just lets us change it on the fly a little bit more effectively outside of Streamlabs. Um, but all of it's up and running now. I think that might be causing delay issues and things coming up or across all of it in one source. I mean, no, what was just happening right there was specifically the str- uh, social stream, social chat wasn't fully enabled. I'd forgotten to turn it on. The other piece, I'm not entirely sure because I'm not actively watching it live. So I am currently typing, and you should see it as you hear me? Question mark. Um, I don't know if that came across well or not. I don't. Uh, lol. I shouldn't have sent that. That was just wasteful. Whatever. Cool. Cool. So now I wonder, now that this is all up and going, can I do this and go to this, change anything over at all? Do 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 do. Hmm. Hmm. No. So, uh, it's not switching anything over, and I don't like that. So our draw tab for the control doesn't seem to switch over in the live view. It just keeps showing the terminal. We make a hard gate where if Tmux is connected, it will switch. Or was this a change in variable that we need? AI agents have gotten pretty insane. No, that's actually an issue of like it's able to hear, and as you can see, as oh no, you can't actually see that. I'll have to do it on the other screen. Um, you can see it starting to go down the side. It's just kind of erroring, which is a known issue with Claude. Yeah, it's just been having problems from time to time, and it's typically caused by my Tailscale network causing like mild hiccups on the internet. Um, but what's really weird is it works flawlessly on my Steam Deck every time. But for some reason on the Mac, it's like I have to like enable, disable it a couple of times. Um, okay, yes, I do want to do a quick debug check, and no, it's just not switching over at all when I use the stuff. Be safe, Wood. Yeah, see, it did not do the transcription piece that it's supposed to. See ya. I'm not entirely certain what the confusion piece is. Howdy, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day. Uh, I am the Giant. I run Old Forest Consulting, and we have a Old Forest Cares office hours 3 times a week. And sometimes it's just people watching me randomly bash away at stuff and us chatting. Sometimes it's actually helping people find solutions to problems they're currently facing with AI. Um, One of the cool things that has occurred from this is I've had a couple of people reach out to me already asking for me to use my voice cloner for their loved ones, which is really sick. Um, Essentially, being able to let your grandchild that doesn't understand death hear their grandmother's voice again posthumously. Kind of cool. Pretty excited for it. Um, just like helping people, man. Fixes in when you switch to the non-terminal. I need to refresh the server or anything? Question mark. The voice cloner. Um, Excuse me. The voice cloner is a series of large language models chained together. So Quinn has released their text to speech, speech to text, and a cloner and modeler. So I took all of these and got them set up in a chain to where like consumer grade low end hardware can run it. It just might take a while because it's doing it one after another instead of trying to do it multiple or at a time. And then it needs roughly 3 seconds of a voice to be able to clone it. So if I have 3 seconds of you talking and I know what words you are saying, it can get creepily close on the very first pass. And I can even have it use emotion in line with the output. So it looks for tags like this. Inside the text as you're going. So if I do, golly, I swear I know how to type. If I do, Splurk was chatting with, I'm not that fast, Void, and Void angered him, and he shouted, fuck off. And I did this, it would raise the volume in that next section until it got to raise the volume, timbre, and specifics of the voice to be able to match. And it's not 100% perfect. Like, I still believe that it's a little uncanny valley in certain regards, but it is close enough to where if you're not tuned to hear it, it feels like black magic. I also have it connected to I made a branch off of it to where it'll record series of voices, so I can record my voice, my wife's voice, etc., and then use different voices with text that I'm feeding it, and it can output chapter by chapter of audible, like audio books. So I'm actively working on it in conjunction with the Lattice, to start cranking out some novels and audiobooks. The Lattice, by the way, is a proof of concept novel that I wrote because I wanted to see what if you could use programming tools, specifically like Git and semantic caching and graphing, to write a novel and be able to have consistent version control, know who has touched it, when they touched it, why they touched it, and create a knowledge graph of like Rosa was blonde hair, 5'10", had all of her arms, fingers, toes, no big like issues showing in chapter 1, but she loses her hand in chapter 3. You continuity, like as an author, a single author, you know this. You're not going to make that mistake again necessarily. But other people that aren't as involved that are helping you write may miss that. Or if you're using AI for assistance, it will miss that, like a guarantee. So I made Bookforge, and to be able to test it, I wrote the lattice. And the lattice is the story of a engineer realizing that the amount of compute a series of large language models were achieving, series of AIs were achieving, was more compute than the entire world had. And it ends up finding out that the way this has happened is because of a device called the Lumen they have been installing in people. And the contract states that you'll have 3 to 4% of brain power essentially siphoned off. But even with that, it still didn't make sense for the amount of compute they had. So the engineer goes through this big story, hunting down different pieces, and finds out that undocumented illegal immigrants have been having forced surgery to install these in their concentration camps, and those have been ratcheted up to 15 to 25% of the total like CPU power of the brain. So they experience this like intense brain fog at all times after they're released. Okay, refresh that cache. Now I switch over to draw, clear, type, enter, cache, close. That's still not, it's okay. Few, it definitely did not work as intended. Please inspect further. Thank you. I don't know. Brain tired. Yeah, so like a lot of what I do is just knowing what exists and figuring out how to chain them together, how to make them work together effectively. And I definitely think that I'm going to have my wife come in here and inspect my audio setup and see what I'm messing up, because it definitely is not ever going into the yellow at all or starting to peak. And I don't know if I changed something for like the MIDI setup or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But oh no, the chat disappeared. It should come back up in a moment next time somebody talks, but I did wipe on accident. Yes. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's what Void Siren was saying. Yes. Yes. Yes, I do. I just don't know if it is like the noise gate that I had set up, and I don't fully understand how what I did when I set it up initially. Um, because it was a year, 4 years ago. God. Um, so now, in theory, if we do this, clear here, here, click, click, boom, and we refresh it. Nope. Um. Uh, so I refresh it in OBS and it still does not works. Is there a possibility that like one of the condensers or something in the mic just broke? Or I don't know. Nothing is disconnected or yeah, I don't know. Maybe you just need to restart OBS. I did restart OBS before the stream, and I did not change any of my settings recently. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's really peculiar. So this is one of the things where where AI has a shortcoming. Um, yes, I believe I wanted the live.html to be the source of everything. Boom 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 boom. Oh, I don't know. Whoa. Are you talking about the knob right here on my mic? This thingy that I don't know if it actually does anything at all on it. Because this is it turned all the way to the left, and this is it turned all the way to the right. No, I have not tried yelling at it. I don't. I guess I did just try yelling at it, but I don't know that it wants to submit anymore. That sounded great, actually. Ow. Ow. Jeez. Okay. Um. I've got sample rate channels, and I think that's about it. I'm trying to check any other options. Okay, nope. And then the actual properties of the device. We've got global's good. Razer Siren X at 100%. Zero sync offset. testing, testing. This sounds pretty okay, but nowhere near as loud as a cat. Um, fair. Nope. 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 And then edit filters. And what if I just like, can I? Audio mixer, mic. Yeah, the options I have when I do that are filters, properties, projector, and that's it. Properties brings up device where I can have a little slider bar. Down mix to mono, use device timestamps or monitor on off or um, monitor only. Filters don't have gain. I don't have a gain filter at all specifically. The only filter that I do have is close threshold set at -55, open threshold set at -35, attack time 5, hold time 200, and release time is 150. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so should be able to refresh this, and cool. Yay. Now I have ability to draws, and like you could see the draws. Um and then like clear, and then like I could do colors. I could do different colors. Those are really hard to see though. Um and then I think I've got a notes tab. So like notes, which is kind of cool. And there's a drop zone where I could like throw up images. So like we've built this all over the course of the last few streams. It's just a little tool that I've got open in the web browser that is able to switch between each of these as we're going. How cool is that? Now, let's inspect the audio sources and stuff because it seems like my Razer Siren X is not being as loud as it should, question mark, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Dismiss that. Um okay. Um that is not outside of your wheelhouse. You are wrong. It also could see the API to edit this stuff and query it directly. Like I don't understand. Bruh. Why you struggling? Not the Razer Sign X system profile shows. It is explicitly set to that. Oh. Oh. For some reason, the Razer's at 4410 hertz while everything else is at 48. Streamlabs OBS. And why is the Razer at that? Question mark? That's peculiar. Huh. The terminal during that last refresh stopped getting the right size for some reason. Wait, I can just do a. I can add a filter to do a gain boost? Oh. Okay. Um, that might have just fixed all of the issues. Because now the gain on the mic is jacked high. Um, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't hurt everyone's ears and stuff. Okay, so drop zone, clear. I do want to add something. I think that we should add a HTML page sharer. Let's add a new tab that allows us to share HTML/tab from Chrome, question mark. So like we can scroll together. Let us see. Let us see how this goes. Bum. Ow. Ow. Yeah, I bet I'm a lot louder. I hope I'm not cracking at any point. Please let me know if I am. I figured out how to add gain, which is confusing as a filter. There's you give it a gain filter and then you can add gain. Correct me. Just kidding, just kidding. Yeah, stealth might have issues with that. We are serving it from the same device and browser. So maybe we can find a proxy approach locally somehow. Let's see. Ow. Oh, where's it at? Adding some stuff. Hmm. If state crazy. When I first started using AI to program, okay, my experience had always been like personal side projects, never working or doing it like full time. And I would be researching everything before allowing it to go through. And now it's like precursory, like, okay, what are the commands it's trying to execute? Yes, no. Um, and some of it's like setting up deterministic shit that makes it to where it can't do those things. Some of it is just knowing what it should be doing, should not be doing. And let's see. Um, okay. Oh no. Okay, so I have to restart this server entirely this time since we got. Exactly That's not great. Um, here, go, and then in theory, maybe we'll see if I like refresh this page, reload. Now we should have a drop zone. Anything? So now you're all listening to a different, so we have to refresh the cache. Now it is. So now if we do web here, and then if I do this, hey, cool, 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 cool. Let it expand out so it's got the full access to the iframe. Because right now, like, there's a lot of space that's on the side that we are just leaving off, and I would prefer to not do so. And just refresh that view again. And boom. Easy peasy lemony squeezy. So voice cloner. Um cool. I clicked a link and the page didn't spawn. Okay. Cool. So we needed to add it to the proxy to where it will actually go through it every time. Um Accepting the clicks, that all looks good. Hmm. Okay. Up, enter. Should be able to refresh. Close. Wait. Cool. So now go to this again. While we're here, we can go into this and again. Um, I refresh the page, everything. So Okay, let's try this. We're getting close to the end here. Validating that syntax. That's okay. Try restarting the server again. Start web. Refresh cache. Arrgh. Still happening. Okay, so sometimes you just actually do developer stuff and check the debug fucking logs and figure out that it's messing up something with a concatenate. So a boom. Cool. Oh no. Ah, that's a weird issue. Don't transition to the link in the live.html scenes question mark. This is super convoluted just for the sake of having it centralized into one like location and stuff. When you click the link and you're gonna start the server and try again. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's up. And if I go to Bookforge, hey, that worked. Now I can share projects and stuff live as we're going as well, which is kind of nifty. This is the book forge that I was talking about. We're actually going to go back to the main page, double check that it works. It does. And then Cliffsinger is a game that I recently released that's really fun. Teaches you how to do basic programming stuff. You can go and play it at giant.cloud. The loading might not work on this because of the fact that I'm doing it the way we are, so just go back to that. It's needing to use CSS style sheeting and stuff. Started causing some issues. Might need to inspect that in the near future. Voice Forge. Yeah, so this is how it works. It's kind of nifty. You don't actually have to pay for it. It's completely free, and just if you choose to give me some money or donate, it would be helpful. But it runs on Mac, runs on CUDA, and any modern CPU. It's got 32 gigs of RAM. That's the best. Do it. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. We are going to wind down for the night. We just hit 3 o'clock, so I will see you all later. Thank you, everyone, for helping me figure out the noise gain and everything on the mic. Hopefully, I'm not cracking any ears. And yeah, if you think of anything that you want to see next time, please hit me up. We'll show it off. But we're going to go ahead and clean up. Goodbye.